AITA for lashing out on my husband for his reaction to our baby gender reveal. So, me F29 and my husband M33 have been married for 2 years. I'm now pregnant. First time and it's been difficult. I have anemia but I'm getting treatment. We went for the doctor's appointment to find out the gender of our baby. My husband was excited although he repeatedly said he guaranteed it was a boy with no evidence to back it up. We entered the doctor's office and he didn't stop feeling nervous, making me nervous too. Once the doctor said it was a girl, my husband's face went red. He stared at the doctor then started asking if she was sure 15 times. He asked if she was sure this wasn't a recording footage of her previous patient, which made me feel embarrassed. BC, this was a dumb question. He has zero idea how ultrasound works. Doctor laughed, but he asked her to check again and even tried to act smart to point out that it's actually a boy, but the doctor got it wrong. I told him to stop but he started lashing out blatantly, saying he wasn't expecting this and was in fact disappointed with the results. I felt mad, especially after he told the doctor we will be seeing another doctor, then get back to her to tell her she got it wrong. BC, he guaranteed it was a boy. I waited till we got home. I lashed at him and told him he had no right to speak to the doctor like that and waste her time by getting her to check repeatedly. I said he embarrassed me and he lashed back, saying he has a right to express how he felt and that he was disappointed. We argued, then he went to call his mom to tell her, although I asked him to wait to do it together. I called him childish for immediately calling his mom and getting her to text me like it's my fault. I told him I'm going to stay at my mom's for 2 days because this is too much. He asked how's it childish for me to call my mom and vent a little, but totally okay when you pack to go stay with your mom for 2 days. I was speechless. What response could I possibly have for this? He started texting saying ultrasound wasn't a good idea, but he'll just wait till our baby's born to find out since tests can't be 100% sure anyway. Said he wasn't trying to blame me for being pregnant with a girl but how I reacted to his reaction. He planned to have 1 kid and that's it, preferably a boy, but it didn't happen, so he was disappointed. Again argued that I overreacted and mishandled his gender disappointment. My sister said I was wrong because his reaction was understandable and that he's free to express how he felt, so I shouldn't try to control his reaction. We're from Canada, by the way, if it's relevant. NTA, I'm surprised you didn't get on him specifically because this is how he acted because he's getting a daughter. This isn't understandable in any way, it's just sexist and cruel. NTA, op. This is a huge flashing red flag. Please make sure you are safe to be with this man. He sounds unstable. I wouldn't be surprised if the doctor has a talk with Op to make sure everything is okay at her next solo appointment. Pregnant women can be vulnerable to abuse and OBs are trained to screen for that. NTA, he needs therapy and you need a separate bank account. This man doesn't sound like he's capable of being a father to a child of either gender. I am the younger daughter of a man who did not want daughters at all. He made a bigger ass of himself with my mom's obgyn than your dude did. I have lived 44 years knowing my father hated me for something out of my control. I tried so hard to earn his love, but that was never ever going to happen. He hated a very fundamental part of my identity. I say that to say this: run far and take your daughter. Odds are he won't push for custody. My dad didn't. Protect your child from the hate in his heart. Please. I'm the daughter of a woman who only wanted daughters. But when someone has a preference this exclusive, there's usually other bullshit that accompanies it. For me, she wanted a girly girl to shop and do all the girly things with and would not shop, trying to force me into girly clothes and shaming me for basically being a boy. Now that I'm pregnant she's harassing me every day about the sex of the baby and I'm just not gonna tell her. She's like, what if I want to buy pink baby clothes? Aight then. AITA for causing my family to miss my brother's wedding. My wife and I just lost our second baby. Our first was a stillbirth. Our daughter lived for only a month due to a medical condition. We didn't get to take her home, but we have a few pictures of her before she passed away 3-weeks ago. It's difficult trying to get used to living like that, but we have no choice. My wife and I missed out on some family events, including my brother's wedding. Everyone was being considerate and gave us enough space to regain strength. I work long hours and night shifts while my wife stays at home. I was on shift the day of my brother's wedding. A few days ago, my mom and my sister were complaining about my brother's fiance no child rule, and they wanted someone to watch the kids for a few hours. My sister suggested that we do that, but I told her I had work and my wife wasn't up to it. And I really thought that was the end of discussion. On the day of the wedding I left home for work at 3. Got a call from my wife at 5 telling me my cousin just came and dropped 6 kids from my family at our house and told her that he'd come back to pick them up later. I was effing livid. I went home and I started calling my sister, cousin, and Sil to come pick their kids right then. They kept stalling, but I demanded they tell my cousin to turn around and come pick the kids up. Instead they started showing up one by one, taking their kids, cussing me out, claiming I was overreacting since my wife didn't say anything. My wife doesn't know how to say no, so it's on me to set boundaries, although it's hard with them calling me the problem. My parents said I caused the family to miss most of my brother's wedding by looking for someone else to watch the kids, and basically blamed me for refusing to take the kids for just a few hours, saying I don't understand because I don't have kids, I don't know how hard it is. That line cut too deep. I've already had 2 kids that I lost. Everyone's arguing with me for causing them this issue on the wedding and said I ruined it instead of doing this one little favor. I sent a mass text telling them they can start blaming each other instead of us. After I told them we couldn't watch the kids, now they won't even want to see me. Was I the asshole for I did? NTA, but your family is fucking full of them. My god. Sending my deepest condolences to you and your wife. Exactly, NTA, they ruined their wedding experience by not booking a babysitter for their kids when they knew you could not watch them. They have no one to blame but themselves for being idiotic. NTA, you are still a father, your children just aren't here with you on this plane of existence. Your family shouldn't rely on you to take their kids when you've said your wife isn't up to it, which is totally understandable all things considered, and you had been working. It was absolutely inappropriate of them to think you would even want to take their kids. As for your family, you are not a babysitting service. You are grieving the loss of a child, a hurt that will never truly go away. 'Tis a pain they won't feel unless it happens to them, and a pin I know you wouldn't wish on them. They do not understand that things like this can be harmful to you and your very obviously grieving wife. They are TA, not you or your wife. Thanks for responding, and you're right about what you said here. The lack of respect and consideration they have for me and my wife is awful. They have no regard for us and keep trying to blame me for what happened. Wow, massive NTA. If I read that correctly, you only lost your baby 3 weeks ago and these people have the nerve to expect your wife to be up to watching 6 kids. That's a lot even for someone who didn't just go through a traumatic experience. You did absolutely nothing wrong, and good on you for standing up for your wife. NTA, they didn't have babysitters lined up for a day they knew they needed one, and then chose to dump their kids on someone who wasn't expecting to babysit. That's irresponsible as parents on them and disrespectful as family members to you and your recent situation. I am so sorry for your loss and hope that they realize how horrible they were to you and your wife. I agree. How did they not have something else planned for childcare? Typically, weddings are planned well in advance, and the no child rules are stated pretty early on. If this was a typical situation, they had more than enough time to find other childcare options, and simply chose not to, making them the extra big R. Op is NTA. Holy shit, NTA. I don't understand how you would possibly think you are. You clearly told them no. They smashed your boundaries, refused to listen, and dumped their kids. When you rightfully insisted they to come get them, they started doubling down and throwing barbed statements. Your family is undoubtedly selfish, petty and terrible. Don't feel bad for what you did. Just because their blood doesn't mean they aren't capable of being awful. AITA for not pretending someone was a good guy just BC he died. My 22 meters, uncle, 48 meters, had a habit of leering at my younger cousins, late teens/early 20s. They're his nieces. He always initiated hugs with them, they never initiated, and when hugging them his hand just always looked a bit too low on their backs. And once I saw him staring at his niece's cleavage. On Facebook, he was always posting about how much money he made on some deal. He worked in finance. He would also post pics of him with women from his workplace, all attractive, much younger than him. It's a finance job, not a modeling gig. It's obvious he purposely only hung out with the attractive women. As far as I know, he didn't do anything more than that. Just made girls feel like this older, overweight dude is like fucking them. And he never seemed to do anything in his free time that didn't put him near some younger women/girls. It was always a girl that was 18 plus BTW. He died a couple weeks ago from diabetes and the funeral was last week. The service went smooth and the eulogy, anyone who talked about him, mainly focused on his work accomplishments. Then people gathered around and had snacks/drinks. I was in a group of about 7 people, including some cousins, and an uncle and aunt. The uncle and aunt were talking about how selfless he was, telling a story about how he helped people he barely knew, like my cousin's 19-year friend, by helping her move furniture. I remember this. The girl had a housewarming and invited my cousin, her friend, and some friends over for. She told my cousin she could bring some friends. On the night of the party, my cousin told me about it, and said she wanted me to come because I was studying too hard lately. She invited me in front of some family, including the uncle, who died. The uncle invites himself over BC. My cousin said she could bring friends. He comes with us because no one felt like telling him no. At the party, he's the oldest one there. The host said she needed help to move furniture around and make things look better. My uncle's ears perk up and he says he has a professional interior designer friend, and he'd love to help her. He then asked how's Saturday? I'm supposed to see her then anyway. You'll love my friend. She's great. She said yeah. That works. I got the feeling like he used his female friend to make the 19-year feel more comfortable about him coming over. Later, I heard that after the interior designer left, he stayed back to talk with her for a long while before she finally got the guts to say she had to go and couldn't talk to him anymore. After my living uncle and aunt tell the story about my deceased uncle helping someone he barely knew, I said, well, I think he was just trying to hit on her. Everyone gave me a shocked look, except my younger cousins. They looked like their day just brightened up because someone finally said it. Everyone else just walked away and didn't say anything. Later, my parents called me and said I was inappropriate. Am I the asshole? NTA. Are you sure he didn't do anything? Because it sounds like he put himself in situations with a lot of vulnerable young women. You should gently reach out to and show support for them. LOL and NTA. Good on you for outing the creepy uncle, and shame on the adults that turned a blind eye. NTA. So many people don't speak ill of the dead, but when it's true, it's true. My mom died a while back and I watched so many people do the same as you describe. So selfless, so full of light. Yeah, no, my mom was a selfish bitch. She was a hardcore alcoholic who drove drunk and hurt people. She was abusive and only cared about herself, and she was found in a ditch on more than one occasion passed out drunk, but I digress. NTA because you're realistic. Sorry for rant about my mom. NTA. That wasn't even an insulting thing to say. Maybe if you would have said nah, he was just a creep trying to fuck, then you'd be the asshole. I don't agree with the don't speak ill of the dead thing. That's just a way to avoid hard conversations sometimes.